What an emotional episode of Tokyo Revengers. I really think that the theme of this episode in particular was definitely failure. Failure is definitely the theme. I have a lot of critiques, and I'm going to share them with you about the episode. This wasn't my favorite episode ever, but in the same cases, the things that it did really well, it did really well. Especially kind of that last part of the episode, right? It's just an emotional roller coaster, not only for the viewer, for us, but for Takemichi too. After last episode, I was like, okay, we finally got a win. We finally got a W. Takemichi was finally able to kind of see the end of the road, see the end of the light of the tunnel, right? He was able to finally say, okay, we're about to get out of the tunnel. I can, with a clear conscience, go back to my time, and we got a win. I pulled out saving Hina, by these things that kind of conspired and happened. I finally saved Draken, and Akun now has a different future set up for him. And at the end of last episode, we got treated to a very emotional reunion between him and Akun was finally being a hairstylist. And his hair looked the same, which is an indication that our homeboy hasn't been, put through the ringer this time. And, in this episode, that last piece of the episode where you have Akun, who's so scared of this Kasagi guy, or Kasumi Kasagi, whatever the hell his name is. He is so just mortified of him that he still has these hands of control over what Akun does. And Akun went and he murdered Hina and Takemichi. And the main question that I want to pose to you, and the main question that I have, is what is the obsessiveness of this gang to pinpoint Takemichi and Akun? At this point in life, Hina is a teacher, and Hina's a teacher, and Takemichi is this loser nobody who just works. He's basically just in his teenage years, he's just working at a part-time job. Like, what is their obsessiveness with these two? What do they know? Like, what part of Takemichi's memory can he not recall? There must be something that's so indicative and so important that these gangs must obsess and ensure that they are completely wiped out. There must be something that's so core to their potential for the future that Takemichi and Hina both know that this is the core reason that they basically have to murder them and just take them off the map. And it's just so interesting at figuring out what the hell is going on, with seeing on like why are they obsessing over taking out these two. Now thankfully, even that Kisagi guy, also dressed up to the nines, obviously he's some kind of like gang leader. He sees Takemichi, has almost no emotion whatsoever, which is just so interesting in itself. And he's like, oh, you guys should have both been in the car. Like, damn it, I'm gonna have to do more work to put a hit on you. He could have just murdered him right then and there, but he didn't. He wants to make obviously things seem like an accident of some sort. And obviously Takemichi rushes back to the car to go fight, to Hina, and he finds out that it was freaking Akun again, and Akun pours out his heart that he's just so scared of this guy. And I mean, in some way, shape, or form, how could he be so scared if you're just killing yourself right now? Like, it kind of makes no. I guess you're scared to die, but you just killed yourself. It makes no sense to me. But regardless, like, he goes and he has the same exact speech that he had the first time that our crybaby hero needs to come and save the day. In Takemichi's mind, he thought he did already. Then he goes and he finds Hina, and he shares that moment with her that, no matter if it's the future, the past, or the present, I'll always love you. And that was a crazy scene. Our poor girl, she got just decimated. And that was a really emotional scene. And, I just really feel bad for Takemichi, just thinking that he finally pulled out a W. He was finally going to be able to push forward through his future. And in one instance, in the anime, in one instance of the show, in one instance of his life, it all just gets completely taken away. Now, the good thing is he still has the option to go back into time and kind of redo everything. But the point is like, he thought that he was finally able to push forward. Some of the good things that he did find out was that, Hina still has feelings for him. He found out that he was the one that broke up with her. She's still confused, and she's still holding on to over a decade-old relationship, which is good for him that he made such an impression on her that even over a decade later that, she's still has those feelings for him. That's a big W. But at the same time, it's a failure on his part to say what the hell happened to him and why did he let his life get back to the point to where it is right now. We need all these questions kind of answered. Looking past the rest of the episode, it was really just him, going in, talking to Naoto, them saying we finally did it. Naoto being pulled off to another case, him reuniting with Hina. He was about to leave. He was about to just say I'm a loser and go, but thankfully he ran into Hina. They were able to share their moments, and he was able to just kind of see Hina in the new light and kind of just thank the Lord that hey, I was able to finally come out and save her. So overall, I mean, really good episode. Very emotional roller coaster. There's some things that I really didn't like his hesitation towards even just talking to Hina whatsoever. It's like, man, you're an adult already. Like, just have a normal conversation. Ask the questions you want to ask. I get that he was nervous and stuff. Not seeing her for so long, but at the same time, like in his mind, you just saw her a couple of days ago. Just continue that conversation, but in your adult form. So, there's a lot of things I didn't like about the episode, but overall, this emotional roller coaster, I just want to see more and see what comes next. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about this episode of Tokyo Revengers and what the hell's going to happen to Takemichi next. And poor Hina, put all your thoughts down in the comments below, guys, and we'll see you guys on the next week's episode of Tokyo Revengers. Peace out.